Hello. So before we begin tonight, as we do at all formal events at the School of Law, I want to take a moment to reflect on the lands on which we reside. We want to acknowledge the ancestral homelands and traditional territories of Indigenous and Native peoples who have been here since time immemorial, and to recognize that we must continue to build our solidarity and kinship with Native peoples across the Americas and across the globe. RWU University School of Law is located here in Bristol, Rhode Island. And so we acknowledge the Narragansett and Pokanoket people and Soams, the original name on which our campus land resides. We also acknowledge that this country would not exist if it wasn't for the free, enslaved labor of Black people. And we recognize that the town of Bristol and the very land on which our campus resides has benefited significantly from the trade of enslaved people from Africa. The economy of New England, Rhode Island, and more specifically Bristol, was built from wealth generated through the triangle trade of human lives. During this time of national reckoning with our history of slavery and the disparate treatment of Black people, we honor the legacy of the African diaspora and the Black life, knowledge, and skills stolen due to violence and white supremacy. While the movement for justice and liberation is building and we are witnessing the power of the people, many are still being met with violence and even killed. As upholders of justice, our hope is to become agents of change for members of our society who have been met with violence, physical, mental, and emotional, using our privilege as students and soon practitioners of law. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Justice Long, President Mialis, Dean Bowman, President of the Rhode Island Bar Association, Christopher Contars, President of the RWU Law Alumni Association, Crystal Peralta, Student Bar Association President Gina George, and most especially, members of the class of 2027. Good evening. My name is Michael Donnelly Boylan. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I am the Associate Dean of Enrollment and Strategic Initiatives here at Roger Williams University School of Law. Let me begin tonight's chorus by welcoming our newest class of changemakers to Roger. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about your classmates who are embarking on this exciting journey with you. Your class has a powerful combination of backgrounds and interests that I'm excited to tell you about. But first, throughout the evening, if you go into that booklet, you'll see the program and it's all laid out there, including later on tonight, the oath that you'll be taking from Justice Long. So before I begin, I want you to take a look around you. The group you see here tonight will be your support system for the next 3 years and likely well beyond. Now do me a favor. Raise your hand if you're from Rhode Island. Only 29% of your class is from Rhode Island. Okay, Rhode Islanders, you can put those down. Now raise your hand if you come from anywhere outside of New England, whether that's New York or California or somewhere in between. Look around again. That's roughly half the room. 48% of your class actually comes from outside of New England. I want you to realize how many of you have come from far and wide to join us here on the shores of the Mount Hope Bay. Some states have sent us more than others. Texas sent us 6 students. Where are y'all tonight? So just a warning, this ain't Texas, and everything around here is much smaller in Rhode Island. And we are literally the size of counties in Texas. Maryland also sent us 6 students, and Connecticut 7. Pennsylvania and New Jersey each have 9 students. Where are my New Yorkers? There should be 11 of you in the class, and that makes your state the third biggest feeder to the law school this year. There are 26 Massachusetts residents in the class, as well as just 45 Rhode Islanders. So after the remarks this afternoon, after the program, we will be having a Taste of Rhode Island reception. If you aren't from Rhode Island, like most of you, grab a local and have them explain what some of these unique local delicacies are. Your class comes from 94 different undergraduate schools. There are 3 students each from the University of Texas, San Antonio, Providence College, and Rhode Island College. There are 4 students each from the University of Maryland, College Park, Salve Regina University, Bryant University, Johnson & Wales University, and the University of Massachusetts. Finally, the top undergraduate feeder schools to your class are the University of Rhode Island and our own Roger Williams University, each with 15 students. Some other interesting facts about your class. The top major in your class is political science. The average age of your class is 25. 12% of your class is over the age of 30. 26% of your class identifies as the first in their family to attend college. A whopping 84% of your class identifies as the first in their family to attend law school. Congratulations to all of you. 26 identifies as people of color. 5 of you have served in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service. 17% of you identify as members of the LGBTQ+ community, making your class the queerest law school, the queerest class in this year's in the law school's history. Eight percent of you were born in another country, including Cuba, El Salvador, Germany, Guatemala, India, Jamaica, Japan, and Mexico. 2 of you were born in Kenya. Your class speaks at least 16 languages, including Spanish, Arabic, ASL, French, Hindi, Italian, Japanese, Mandarin, Polish, Portuguese, and Punjabi. And at least 15 of you speak Spanish. Your class has some Division I athletes. They have played baseball, lacrosse, and bowling. And a surprising number of you have built community through coaching youth sports. Fun fact, one of your classmates here created an organic dog food brand that is sold at Whole Foods. 55% of your class identifies as female, and 45% identify as male. Your class has a registered nurse, a wedding planner, a correctional officer, a couple volunteer firefighters, and more paralegals than I care to count. It probably won't surprise you that you have classmates. It probably won't surprise you that your classmates have had a number of political positions, including serving on the Erie County Republican Committee and serving as the Regional Voter Protection Director of the North Carolina Democratic Party. You have interned in legislatures throughout the country and worked on numerous political campaigns. In your class, you will find someone whose family dairy farm was transitioned into a cannabis farm, as well as the executive director of the U.S. Virgin Islands Cannabis Commission. Someone in your law has already practiced law in Kenya. We noticed an interesting pattern of people from the entertainment industry and the arts sector in your class. Somebody interned for CAA in New York City, while someone else interned for a film festival. Someone here has been a visual effects artist for Marvel Studios. Someone was an art curator in North Carolina, focusing on communities of color. A number of you have worked in online or college radio stations. And we have a production manager from a radio station in Minnesota and a drive time radio DJ from Providence in your class. Your class has a number of immigrants and first-generation Americans, and your classmates have looked at immigration from a variety of different lenses. Someone in your class interned for Dorcas International. Someone was a student trainee for U.S. Customs and Border Control, and another worked in Texas with the Interfaith Welcome Commission, supporting recently arrived immigrants in their legal needs. At the home of the Marine Affairs Institute, it shouldn't surprise you that a number of your classmates have ocean-related interests. Someone here loves to surf, someone restores sailboats, someone works with Sail Newport and races sailboats, another works on a chartered fishing boat, and another is a licensed merchant marine. We even have an engineering intern from the Narragansett Bay Commission. So I want to stop here for a minute and acknowledge that some of you spent all of your free time working just to make it through college financially. We see you too. We see you if you waited tables at Cracker Barrel, made it hot at Papa John's, drove DoorDash, worked at the local supermarket, or delivered pizzas like I did throughout college. We honor your journey here today too. I know some of you are sitting here right now thinking you don't belong here, that somehow I made a mistake. Imposter syndrome is real. Let me tell you a story. When I first started here at Roger, one of the faculty members nonchalantly asked me where my father worked. I froze, unsure how to answer. You see, the answer was my dad worked at a law firm, but not in the way the faculty member expected. My dad at that time was the janitor. I panicked. I was sure I did not belong in this space. That moment has stuck with me for over 20 years, but I proudly stand before you here today. Some of you are going to have moments just like that, when something or someone makes you feel like you don't belong here. Roger Williams University is not perfect, but I promise you, we are trying. If I belong at this podium, I assure you that you belong in that seat. You did not end up here by mistake. I promise. And for those of you who struggle with imposter syndrome, trust me when I tell you that many of us feel like we are faking it until we make it. If you ever need that reminder, please just come find us in the admissions office. I promise you that many more of your classmates will feel that way over the next few weeks. So let's all work together to normalize discussing the fact that we're feeling that way. My team and I are excited to be on this journey with you. Those of us in admissions have been waiting eagerly for you to arrive for a very long time. We won't be forgetting you, and we hope you won't be forgetting us. My team, Kate, Juliana, Thomas, and Wendy, all want to say thank you. Thank you for opening up and sharing your powerful stories with us. It has been a privilege getting to know all of you. Please don't be a stranger to the admissions office now that you are officially here. We are excited to embark on this journey with you and see how each of you will change the world. On behalf of all of us at Roger Williams University, welcome to law school.